Hello and welcome to The Truth in My Opinion, the podcast where I ask a guest to bring me the 3 news stories they think should be on everyone's lips. And this week, threatening to place tariffs on the show if we don't acquiesce to her demands and grant her ownership of Greenland, is stand-up comedian Samira Banks.
Hi.
Hello, Samira. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. We've come dressed as each other.
Yeah.
We are wearing quite literally the exact shade, the exact same shade of green.
The same socks?
Yeah, we've got stripes on our socks. Who knew that we were just the target market for all clothes brands in the world? That's not from Uniqlo, is it?
No, it's. No. I don't want to say where it's from.
Okay, you can keep that to yourself. Okay, slightly suspicious. So Samira, we actually knew. Why? What is this? Where is your jumper from?
It's not a place I would shop at anymore.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying.
Okay, I see. We don't want anyone in the comments. Gotcha. We knew each other before either of us were comedians.
Yeah, we did.
Which I guess is sort of maybe when we were happier.
Yeah, I met you when we were 18, I think.
No, it wasn't 18.
Yeah, it must have been.
No way.
Because the first time I met you was when you were living in halls with Yana.
Oh my God,
that was
you're
first
right.
year of university.
That's crazy. We've known each other for over a decade.
Yeah, that's
insane. That's crazy. Well, you like 2 years ago did a competition called So You Think You're Funny.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. But before that, you'd basically never ever done stand-up. And you did So You Think You're Funny. Anyone who doesn't know is like the new comedian competition. Like that is one hell of an accolade. And you hadn't done stand-up before, and then you went on to win it. And now you've left the corporate world and you're a full-time comedian.
Yeah, basically.
Any regrets?
Not yet. It's very week to week at this point. But it's funny because I feel like at uni you guys were all very like into the arts or creative stuff, and I wasn't like that at all.
You didn't. What did you do at university?
I did political science.
That's kind of artsy.
That's
like
artsy.
In the arts and humanities.
But I guess I was always like, could never be me.
Really?
And now it's me.
What was it about political science that thought you could never become a stand-up comedian?
I don't know. It didn't occur to me. You know? So I was like, that's something those people do.
Oh, really? Those people? That's quite rude.
Yeah.
You just said, so had you never thought of you'd never thought of yourself as an artsy person? I feel that's quite a common thing that a lot of people feel. Like I meet quite a lot. I think so. Like I come across lots of people who are like, when you tell them you do comedy or whatever, they're like, oh, I could never do that. But they've never tried to do that. And same with like writing. People are like, oh, I'd love to be a writer, but like, I don't know how you write. It's like, well, that's sort of people write their own creativity off, I feel. Like
you put yourself in a box and you're like,
you do. Oh. And that's what the corporate world does so well.
It does do that.
It teaches you that you are not a comedian, but you're a fantastic chartered accountant.
I had a really great time in the corporate world, though.
You did.
So many free
You're
drinks.
one of the few.
I had like, I got to go there when there was like free drinks. I made all my friends there, and then I left. It was best of all worlds.
Is it true what they say about the corporate world's generosity? Like, did you say free drinks? Did they do? I imagine they did good parties.
Yeah.
A lot better than the freelance comedy industry.
100%. No, comedians drink a good amount.
They do, but they pay for them. Samira, you are. I was looking you up, even though we've been friends for over 10 years. I was finding out all this new information about you. So you are Iranian.
Yes.
You grew up in Germany.
Yeah.
You speak fluent German.
Yeah.
Fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
And I imagine fluent Persian.
Yeah.
You're Nigel Farage's worst nightmare. Because you're now in London.
What? If he had me running, that would be a big flex for him.
Actually, this is true.
Actually, his... what's the opposite of worst nightmare?
Your good dream?
Yeah, his best dream.
His best dream. That's true, actually. In a way, you might be their target audience.
Yeah, I always think that.
Racist. Would you consider?
As like a joke.
Right.
But actually, the joke wouldn't work if anyone saw this, so...
Yeah, they'd unearth really revealing footage of you in the past, which is you being like, I'm doing this as a joke. Yeah, pretty transparent.
Like, no. Right before I win the election, someone clips this up and sends it around.
Actually, to be fair, it It would be great promo for this podcast, so maybe you should do it.
I do. That's kind of my dream, to do it as a promotion.
To become a Reform UK MP.
Yeah. Like if I don't have a show yet for Edinburgh, but when I do have a show, that's how I want to promote it.
You joke about your dad coming to the UK in the back of a potato lorry.
Yes.
Is that actually true?
So he didn't come to the UK in a potato lorry, but he crossed the Iran-Turkish border in one.
Oh my God.
So it's like...
Seriously?
But that's too much to explain in a joke.
Yeah, with the...
But the potato thing is true. And
seriously?
We always joke that he went through that so that I'd have a joke for my set one day.
Yeah, he's really...
at the time, it didn't make sense. He's like, why am I in this potato lorry? But then 20, 30 years later...
You became a stand-up comedian and now it all makes sense. So how long ago was this? 30 years ago, you said?
It would have been in the 80s.
80s. Wow.
Yeah.
And so potato lorry to Turkey and then to Germany?
No, he ended up staying in Turkey for a while and then going to France.
Wow.
And getting asylum there.
Oh my God. How do you conceive of this, our modern discussion? Modern in inverted commas, there's nothing modern about it. Do you see the way we talk about migrants and asylum seekers in this country, and it must resonate with you on a deeper level?
Yeah, I take it really personally, actually. I get really upset. Well, I think one of the first few jokes that I would make in my set was about human trafficking.
Yeah.
Because obviously my dad was people smuggled. Now they call it people smuggling. I guess it would have been human trafficking.
Yeah.
But there's new terminology for it.
Yeah, that's the modern side of this discussion. Yeah. We've got a lot more labels.
Exactly. But for me, it's if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So in a way, I kind of owe them my life.
Yeah.
So it's a really weird, it's a really weird headspace to be in when you see, I'll see stuff like that and then I'll actually get upset because I'll be like, well, these people save a lot of lives in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a testament to how, the whole discussion is so dehumanizing, isn't it? Because it, like you say, that simple fact that your dad made that sort of sacrifice and took that risk. And now here you are, a fully paid up member of the stand-up comedian circuit in the UK.
Yeah.
That is well worth
Thank God it was worth it, yeah.
Where would we be without these Iranian stand-up comedians?
Yeah, and the fact that I'll never know if any of the people smugglers who were involved will see my set is sad.
That is sad. Would that be?
I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they live in the mountains.
Yeah, they're not big into the UK stand-up scene.
But
you do talk about this sort of thing quite a lot in your set, and you talk about sort of being from the Middle East. Do you think being from the Middle East makes you funny?
Yeah, probably. I think definitely being Middle Eastern affects your humor, especially where my mom's from. They have a very dark and sarcastic sense of humor. Oh, really?
Whereabouts is your mum from?
Isfahan. It's they do a lot of roasts. Yeah, that's kind of their sense of humor.
Oh, sorry. I thought Sunday roast. Oh, they do a lot of Sunday roasts. What's a lot of food-based humor? No, they rib people. I see that in you. You're quite a good ribber.
Yeah, I think
that's a lot of the art of being a stand-up comedian, isn't it? It's ribbing.
I don't know. It stresses me out to talk about stuff like that because I think as a stand-up comedian, you don't necessarily you don't actually think you're funny, No, so to then explain. You know what I mean? It's
I'm not asking you to explain why you're funny. I'm just So you get your ribbing from your mum.
Yeah.
What's
my mom's so funny.
Has she ever? Do you remember the most brutal put down she's ever dished out to someone?
Wow, that's hard. Probably her. They're usually directed towards me. My grandma, she's so her mom.
Yeah, I know how family trees work. Yeah.
Well, because it could be my dad's mom. Do you know?
Gotcha.
She was once
so
around my my aunts, my dad's sisters.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, Samira looks a lot like her aunt." And then my grandma on my mom's side turned around and was like, "What are you talking about? Samira's attractive."
Okay, I see. That's good. That's good. That's not a rib. That's a nice.
What? She said that in front of them. How could she possibly look like you guys?
I see. God, that is actually quite harsh roasting. Yeah. From the people of Esfahan. Never go to Esfahan and open yourself up to a ribbing. The question I ask every guest that comes on this podcast is, are you a newsy person? Are you a newsy person?
I don't like the news. Do you like the news? I find it upsetting.
I do. I do. It's not that I like the news. I wouldn't say I like the news. But I enjoy... I don't know what it is, actually. I quite enjoy knowing what's going on.
That's a very, immigrant dad mentality.
Enjoying what?
Having to watch the news all the time and feeling really on top of it. Yeah.
What, just to make sure?
Or maybe dad in general. Do white dads?
Are you calling me a dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's quite dad energy.
I do kind of see that. Well, Samira, thank you for letting me know you're not a newsy person. That stands us in good stead for this.
Yeah, was that necessary?
Well, on that note, this is your news hour, and you have brought us 3 headlines you think everyone should be talking about.
Yes.
So, Samira Banks, if you could please deliver your first headline in your best newsy voice.
The price of milk drops like a stone. So this is about... Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not super clued into this whole discussion, but I was just reading about this and it really upset me. Okay, because it's about the supply of milk in the UK and how, cheaper milk is being imported. Yeah. And so the dairy farmers here, they have so much milk and they can't sell it for reasonable prices. Yeah. And they're having to throw a lot of it away.
Are they really? They're just throwing it away?
Yeah, because they can't sell it. It goes off. It's milk.
It does. It does go off. So they can't... So the British dairy farmers are being swamped by milk from elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
And...
That's my understanding of it.
Yes, that's my understanding. So there's big milk companies like Arla and Muller.
Yeah.
And they're now... They're dropping the price, right? I think I did a bit of research. I found the price that they're dropping it to. Do you know the figures? So, at this time last year, Arla Milk Company was paying 46 pence per litre to a farmer. Now they're paying 35 pence.
That's ridiculous.
It's catastrophic.
And milk is so important. Think about all the things you can make with milk.
Yeah.
You've got milk. Then you've got cheese.
Make milk with milk.
Then you've got yogurt.
Yeah.
Then you've got kefir. Yeah. Then, most importantly, whey protein. That's made of milk.
Yes.
So really, this is everyone. Everyone who goes to the gym, all those guys, this is their problem too.
Well, I was wondering this because I was like, whose problem is this? I was like, because I was going to ask you if this is affecting you, but I'm not sure.
I love milk.
I also love milk. Are you a milk drinker?
I love milk, and I have still not come around to milk alternatives. I still think that's embarrassing.
Really?
Every time I order a coffee and they're like, what kind of milk do you want? I'm like, normal. I feel better than everyone else. I do.
You don't like an oat milk? I like an oat milk.
No, that's just carbs.
I know. I've discovered this. It's really bad for you. I was only drinking oat milk for a while because I was like, oh, it's better for cows.
It's not.
It's not. Well, I don't know about for the cows, but it's definitely not better for me because you're right. It is full of
milk.
Full of sugar,
protein.
Yeah, I don't think any of the alternatives have that kind of stuff. But this is a problem that seems to be affecting exclusively the dairy farmers. Because there was another article that I saw connected to this, which was telling a story of a couple in Scotland, I think, who they'd recently taken over a dairy farm. Terrible time to do it. And they are now, so they're getting paid 35.7 pence for a litre of milk. And it costs them, where is it? It costs them 37 pence to produce a litre of milk.
So they're making a loss on every litre.
On every single litre. So they were saying...
And they're just doing it for the love of the game?
Well, I think that's going to wear thin for them quite quickly. I think they're currently staying in the game because they're like, it's quite nice being a farmer, but I'm not sure they can keep it up for much longer. So they were saying that if they produce 35,000 litres a month, that's £12,495. But they would make a net £1,000 loss on that. So this is catastrophic.
It's horrible. Why aren't we doing anything about this?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And I'm glad I did so much research.
I'm glad you did too. Because these are just things I was wondering, but I didn't look it up.
Hang on, milk? No, we can't be having that.
Yeah.
The price of milk coming down. And you decided to do no more exploration of the topic. That's fine. You hate the news. I get it. You hate the news. Samira, this is, if I dare enlighten you, this is a story about Brexit.
I knew it would have something to do with Brexit.
This is a Brexit story. Yeah. So while we were in the European Union, we were part of this thing called the Common Agricultural Policy. Now, you will not believe what the Common Agricultural Policy does. It protects dairy farmers from external, more competitive milk producers from places like New Zealand and, I think, America. Guess where all of the milk that's currently flooding the UK market is coming from?
New Zealand?
New Zealand and
How do
America.
they even transport that?
I know, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? You think the milk comes from New Zealand and gets to the UK and it's somehow still cheaper than just producing Mind you, everything's more expensive here, isn't it? The lifestyle of cows is probably more expensive somehow.
Really?
Probably not. I don't know. But basically, this is like, if we were still in the EU, this wouldn't be happening. And you will not believe, I've done some serious digging on this story because I actually found it quite interesting.
Thank you.
David Warburton, who used to be the MP, so there was an article about Somerset, big dairy producing constituency, area, I should say. David Warburton, former MP, voted for Brexit. Can you believe it? It's almost like our political leaders don't know what the fuck they're doing. And
what are the what's the politics around the milk stuff? Who's saying what politically?
Well, you mean what the farmer's saying?
No, like who's on the milk side?
Oh, I see.
And who's not on
politically.
The milk side? Politically.
Well, this is a great question. Because normally the Conservatives are quite famous for being on the side of milk.
Yes, I was actually worried that I'm going to bring like Kemi Badenoch vibes by being pro-milk.
No, they're quite pro-milk. Conservatives are they're pro-farming. The Thatcher took away milk from school kids. So they have a history of milk, actually. They have a history of negative milk headlines, the Conservatives. But the new MP is a Liberal Democrat called Sarah Dyke. She is a farmer herself.
Have you seen the new Robbie Hoffman special?
No.
It's super good.
Robbie Hoffman?
Yeah, you should watch it.
Why did you bring that up?
Because she refers to herself as a dyke throughout.
Fantastic. I'm just trying to make sure you're saying these words.
No. That's what she calls herself in the special.
I didn't want to assume and just come straight in and say that word in that context, which is why I asked that question.
I've watched it 3 times this week. That's why immediately.
But is there any milk content in that special?
No, actually.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
And Sarah Dyke is saying that she's trying to bring some milk legislation, basically, to essentially replace the Common Agricultural Policy, which the Conservatives dragged us out of. So there might be good news for milk on the horizon, but legislation takes a long time.
And what's Nigel Farage saying about the milk?
I have not heard Nigel Farage say a single goddamn thing about milk.
Oh, when it's milkshakes, he's all
exactly
blah blah blah.
Exactly, and it's
But when it's
white
time,
people, you can't shut him up. When it's white liquid, he somehow doesn't have anything to say.
That reminds me that you can also make milkshakes out and ice cream.
Yeah,
there are so many things you can do with milk.
Commodity. I don't think anyone's
milk
talking.
Is so important.
We're not talking about the plummeting popularity of milk is the problem. In a way. Although maybe what you're saying, if milk became more popular, maybe the problem would sort of be solved. But it's these big agricultural companies that swan around and they pay farmers nothing. And I'm not paying any less for milk. We're not paying any less for milk.
True. Everything's getting more expensive.
So they're protecting.
Why are we paying more and they're getting less money?
Yes, it would make sense for me if the price of milk was coming down.
But it's not.
So I think basically, because of all of this external milk coming into the UK, the companies are able to be like, well, there's so much supply, we're going to keep paying this, but we're going to increase our profits by paying you less because there's more for us to choose from, I think is basically what. So
basically big milk is making all the money. The farmers are suffering and we're paying loads for milk.
The tale as old as time. Yeah. Okay, Samira, thank you so much for your first headline. If you could please now deliver your second news headline.
Syrian swimmer Sarah Mardini cleared by Greek court over migrant rescues.
Very, very interesting story. Do you want to tell us what's happening? So interesting.
So basically, Sarah Mardini is a Syrian refugee who came over to Europe in 2015. And her story became famous because her and her sister were professional swimmers in Syria. and then their boat was sinking, and so they get out, and for 3 hours they pull the boat along with them while they swim to shore, so to cross over to Greece, which is like huge, and they've made like a Netflix movie about it, which is really beautiful. I watched it yesterday. It's called The Swimmers. I cried so much. And it also really made me angry about Marty Supreme, but that's a different
topic.
But basically, so Sarah, this girl, then goes back to Greece and decides to dedicate her time to helping other refugees who arrive. So she'll kind of, I think she was mainly handing out blankets and food and stuff, but also worked with people who kind of help if people are drowning to get them out of the water and onto the shore, and was then charged with human trafficking for trying to help those people, because the Greek Coast Guard considered that human trafficking, that you didn't basically let them drown.
Yeah.
And she's been waiting for her trial for, I think, 5 years now.
Yeah.
And she could have gotten 20 years in prison.
It's crazy. It's like a proper felony offence, isn't it, in Greece? So I think it's Greece and Italy also have similar laws where if you help migrants who are coming across on boats, if you stop them from drowning, that is like a criminal offence.
Which is like, I'm not going to say hilarious, but that's insane.
Yeah, it speaks.
It's almost so insane that it's funny.
Yes, it's like one of those things that is so ridiculous that you can't believe it's actually real.
Like, imagine that you wouldn't get arrested if you let them die.
Yeah,
which is technically should be murder in a way.
Yeah.
If you know someone's drowning and you don't help them, surely that should be murder. But instead, it's like if you help them, you're a human trafficker.
Yeah. Well, it's like the sort of weird, the intersection of laws, isn't it? You like what this kind of scenario teaches you is that, or rather shouldn't teach you, is that a law written by like a politician who is completely safe and privileged is affecting the ability for another human being to rescue another person.
Yeah, and it's on purpose. It's to scare people out of helping
Exactly,
people.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, they had no leg to stand on because they haven't been able to charge her.
Yes, so it was Sarah Mardini and Sean Binder, I think, who are the two people, like high-profile people, who were being charged. And they've just been acquitted, but they've waited 7 years in, like, they've not been in custody, but they were arrested, right?
Yeah, she was in jail for 3 months.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
Without kind of like charge, I don't think. There was like they were gathering evidence. And then this has been hanging over. There was, I think, 24 people in total hanging over them for 7 years. And now it's finally been acquitted. And she no longer, I read that she doesn't do any like interviews or anything because she's been so traumatized by it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because so her sister is an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
And she's not a professional swimmer. I got a bit confused. So
I think they're both
swimming
professionally in Syria.
Yeah.
But I think she no longer swims professionally, and her sister swims for the Olympics. And her sister swam for the refugee team.
The refugee team.
Olympics.
Yeah. It's such an insane story because it shows, I think, how deeply inhumane, like, the whole discussion about refugees and migrants is, because it rips out all of the humanity from people who are insanely, like, the most desperate you can possibly be. Like the reducing people down to, I mean, it's almost like objectification. Like I just struggle to like see how that is happening right now. That we don't talk about.
Yeah,
like
it's like we completely stopped talking about it.
We just stopped talking about it. And like I said, that they were arrested on human trafficking and espionage as well. But all of this has been thrown out because it's completely baseless, because ultimately they're just going to refugee camps and trying to help people. And these camps already are like, they've been described as like open air prisons.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They're horrific.
And like, I don't know, I think it's interesting to me that like they can't, obviously they're struggling to actually find the human traffickers and arrest them, which like, yeah, that is an illegal job, and they know that is illegal. So they're just like doing the next best thing, which is like whoever's just at the coast trying to help people get off the boat. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean,
you're punishing, like, these people are already victims of like trafficking.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
And you're punishing the victim. It's insane. What? So, and I don't mean to just like assume you necessarily have a take. You might not have a take on this but your dad being a refugee, has it changed like from the time your dad got in the back of a lorry? Like, has it? I mean, it's obviously it's pretty awful, but like, how has it sort of touched your family life?
As well, like, a lot of the people that I know growing up were refugees from Iran, obviously, and they all came over in the 80s, and like, they all say like that in hindsight, they're so grateful for when they came over, because the way that Europe is now towards refugees is like so much more hostile than they used to be. Like, you know, my dad and like his siblings and friends and whatever, they have like a lot of like really funny anecdotes about arriving in Europe. And I think at that time, like, it really wasn't, refugees weren't like a sensationalized thing at all. So it was kind of like, obviously you'd have like bad experiences here and there, but like in general, people were much friendlier and kinder. And now there's like what they had then, they never would have been able to have now.
Yeah.
You know, they probably wouldn't have like not survived, but you know, who knows what would have happened to them. So I used to work at refugee camps in the summer, like volunteer, just because like I felt guilty.
Yeah.
Or like I thought like,
really?
if no one had, you think like you need to help, because you think like if that had been my dad and no one had helped him, you know, I wouldn't be here. So I would do that in the summers. And once the police pulled me and my friend over, because he was like an American guy, and we were like driving to the supermarket, and they thought he was human trafficking me because I was like brown and he was white.
Where was this?
In Greece, in Polycastro.
Oh my God.
Which was
what
so
happened?
funny.
What happened?
Well, we like obviously were able to prove that that's not the case, but it's just really funny when like the police approach you with that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like they kind of have this vibe of got him, and you're like,
really?
Nope, just two people driving to the supermarket.
That's insane.
Better luck next time.
That's crazy.
But I remember like a few years ago, I was on the bus or the tram in Germany, and an old lady came up to me. She was like kind of crazy. She was like walking up and down the tram and like just saying incendiary stuff, and then like came up to me and was like, oh, we should have like burned all of you refugees.
Oh my God.
Which I'm not a refugee, but I didn't want to correct her at that moment.
Yeah.
And then she spat on me.
Oh my God.
I know, it was really upsetting. And no one did anything. And I remember there was like this guy sitting there with his kids, and his kids were like, Dad, what's going on? And he said, just don't look.
Oh my God.
And that was really upsetting.
When was this?
I don't know, maybe 2022?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's like insanely recently.
Yeah.
That's appalling. That does.
Sorry,
I mean,
that's not so funny.
No, well, there are serious bits of this podcast as well as funny bits. Yeah, we got the milk jokes out of the way early.
But yeah,
that's so appalling. Well, this story to go to bring us back to the headline is basically we're seeing this sort of the law element of this crazy old hag on the bus spitting at you. This is like our political leaders are actually implementing that kind of action. They're normalizing that kind of action to the extreme by basically baking into our laws to say, if you try and rescue someone from drowning, you're a criminal. Like that is the world we live in. I think it's quite easy, like, especially someone like me, to be like, you know, we look at the Nigel Farages and the Reform UK people and we're like, you know, I disagree with absolutely everything they say. I'm like, it's appalling. But like in my mind, for me, because I don't experience what you've just described, it's like, it's almost like it's just about discourse. It's about like political debate and discussion. Whereas a story like this one, like Sarah Mardini, is this woman and 23 other people have been in prison. Like they were in prison for 3 months and they've had their lives put on hold for 7 years. Like there are people genuinely like stuck in this system because it's so barbaric and it's so intolerant that it's having not only a human impact on the people that are making the journey across to try and make their lives safer, it's also having an impact on people who are quite like legal citizens who literally are trying to help people in the similar spot like you did when you went to the refugee camp and are experiencing basically like police brutality.
Well, it's kind of like what's going on with ICE right now, right? Where they're going to people's houses and they're being like, if you don't hand over this person, we're going to take you to prison. It's the same kind of vibe. I keep saying
the same vibe.
But it's the same. It's like criminalizing, when they start criminalizing like helping other people.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be in that situation, you know, where like someone's drowning in front of you and you're like, it's going to get in your head. You're like, do I want to go to prison or not? Yeah. But obviously none of these cases so far have held up.
Yes, well, this is it. Exactly. And I think you were right. You said it earlier, like it's almost a deterrent.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the deterrent is you're probably not going to go to prison, but you're going to have your life fucked up for 7 years while the bloody courts try and get their act together and eventually throw it out. Samira, thank you so much for that headline. If you could please now deliver your third and final headline.
Woman files police report after finding chili in wonton noodles.
Okay.
It's such a good story.
Tell me about this story.
So it's such a funny article because basically this lady orders a meal. First she gets the wrong order. They give her like chicken feet. Yeah. That's not what she wanted. And then she orders wonton. And then she says, I explicitly refused chili. They said, do you want chili? I said, no. Mind you, like she's not allergic or anything. She just said, I don't want chili. Then she gets it, bites into it, tastes the chili, and calls the police.
Yeah.
Or like she tries to go back there, they're closed.
That's
Something
right.
like that.
That's right.
And she files a police report against them because she said she didn't want chili and they put chili in there.
This story is written like a true crime documentary. It's such a stupid story of a woman who just didn't want any fucking chili in her dinner. And honestly, this article, they've got like there's a picture here that says like a picture of the restaurant and it's like for illustration purposes only. They're like doing reconstructions of this woman's experience. Also, there was a point. Basically, also the prawn dumpling had chili in it. There wasn't even chili on her. So they actually listened to what she said, but there happened to be chili in this prawn dumpling that she ordered. But there was a line where it said, during the exchange, the stall owner asked if she wanted chili added. The woman said she clearly refused, emphasizing her response by shaking her head and gesturing with her hands to ensure there was no misunderstanding. What the hell? But there was no misunderstanding.
I just think more people should use the police for this.
Honestly, you know? Because it's also
if
like...
the police wasn't so busy doing all this crazy stuff, this is what they should be doing.
They should be doing this. But also there's, like, I don't know whether it's been translated weirdly, but they use the word, like, patronize. The woman who said it was her first time patronizing the stall. Who's patronizing a Wonton Noodles stall? And they use it a second time as well. I forget where. But there's like proper subheadings. There's a subheading of this article that says, hit with the taste of chili in the first bite.
Just imagine being the guy who works at the store and the police comes and knocks on your
It's crazy.
Like, what happened? And they're like, there's been a report filed against you.
I mean, there's no like conclusion. Maybe this is like an ongoing police report. It's already written like a Netflix advert. It's
just like, how unlikable do you think that woman is?
Based
on this story.
I wish they'd added more chili. I really do. And actually, in a way, maybe that gets to the heart of this story. She's a deeply unlikable woman because they got her order wrong. I've got a feeling this isn't the first time this woman has patronized this
Also,
Wonton
why
Noodles store.
Why didn't she call the police when she got the chicken feet?
Logically, I think that
why was the chili her breaking point?
I honestly, I don't know.
Speaking.
It feels like they are desperately trying to make her not come back. I'm sure the police, they didn't think she would be that crazy. But like, they've given her the wrong order. She's asked for chili. Under no circumstances, gesturing with her head and her hands, she does not want chili. And she does somehow get chili, even though it is in the dumpling. I think she's just a bad customer they don't want back.
And they've gone so far as to publish a news article about it.
And here is the news article. What's the, have you ever had a culinary experience this terrible?
No, I would never complain.
Really?
Would you?
No.
Ooh, the worst culinary experience I had was when my mom made a fruit yogurt, but she accidentally put raw onions in it.
Oh.
And then I couldn't eat onions for years.
Oh.
Because I like just bit down on like a raspberry and yogurt and onions.
Oh, Jesus.
That was the worst.
What did she mistake the onions for?
She was like frying the onions with something on the side, and then she accidentally added it to the fruit yogurt.
I see. So she was mid-meal prep. And then added your... That is quite bad. Have you had a bad culinary experience have you ever sent food back?
No, have you?
No, I don't think so. We talked about this with Katie Norris, where she's got her alter ego Viv, where she plays this person called Viv online, where she will complain about food, but she doesn't do it herself.
I couldn't see her doing that in person.
No, definitely not. No, I think we're all what I'm learning about the guests on this podcast is that we don't send food back. Maybe that says something about who we are.
Who sends food back? That's so extreme.
My great uncle. It's a bit tangential, but he sends feedback all the time.
Really?
It's
all the time?
Yeah. It becomes like a...
What does he say? I'm so worried they'll spit in it or something.
I know, me too.
If I do that.
Me too. I for that reason. I mean...
I actually worry about that way more than what is rational.
It's a genuine worry. I mean, I guess there's a way of sending food back that isn't, like, rude.
But, like, what does your great uncle do?
He'll just be like, the fish is overdone.
Overdone?
Like, perfectly edible, but the fish is overdone. And then he'll just get so many meals for free.
What?
Yeah. He can afford to pay for the meals, let me tell you.
But doesn't that give you really bad karma?
I'm sure it does, but I think he's doing all right.
What?
Yeah, I think he's doing all right.
This is such bad encouragement.
Karma be damned.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a bad call. I just haven't. I only have good experiences in general.
Yeah, I think I do broadly. But then I just block out. I do a mental send my food back. Because if it's really bad, I'm like, I'll block that out of my mind. That's me basically sending food back.
Yeah. Like,
also, I'm kind of like, what's it going to achieve? Again. What's it going to achieve? I'm already having a bad experience. Me having the added anxiety of sending food back during this meal that I'm not enjoying is not going to improve things.
That's so true. What happens to me a lot is that people will forget my order.
Ah.
Like, very frequently, people will forget that I was there.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. I think it happens a lot.
That's so weird.
Especially if I'm like at a stall or something and I order something and then like half an hour or an hour in, they'll be like, "Oh, we forgot."
An hour in?
I think like
you're waiting an hour before you say anything. Oh my God. You're worse than not sending food back.
Me a lot.
Wow. You have an incredibly soft voice.
Yeah, I think they like just forget that happened.
They forget you ever said anything.
Immediately forget.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I took the order for that table, but then there was a weird whisper. I think it's fine. I assume it's someone taking a breath. Well, Samira, I'm gonna surprise you here. And I'm going to introduce a new segment to the podcast, a very brief new segment, which I am going to call Everyone on the Planet Seems to Be Talking About This. And I want to talk about Brooklyn Beckham. Brooklyn Beckham says there is no chance of reconciliation with Mama and Papa Beckham. Did you see these stories?
Yeah, I saw all of them last night.
What did you think?
My cousin read them out loud to me. I mean, first of all, I felt so old because I swear... The last time I heard of Brooklyn Beckham, he was like 5.
Yeah, he just brought out his photography book.
Oh my God. How is this kid getting married?
How old is he?
Old enough to get married.
Old enough to get married, yeah. I felt that as well. I felt there was it was
also, his wife is stunning.
Yeah. Oh, he would be. He's a Beckham.
Those are my... I think Victoria is jealous of his wife because she's so beautiful.
It certainly sounds that way. Did you hear about the sexy dancing?
What the hell?
That sounds... that is...
Also loved your sexy dancing.
Thank you. I was getting a lot of comments on the video I did about this. Yeah, people were like, nice hips. You can move. I'm not trying to move in that. But I'm very grateful for the comments. It makes a difference from the, you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
It was kind of like, you know, when you see something like that, and it really does make you think, are you the problem?
Victoria Beckham.
No.
Oh, me?
Brooklyn.
Yes.
Because anyone who has to write that many stories, immediately I'm suspicious that you're the problem.
This is, I hear what you're saying. I mean, he's saying for the first time he's been unshackled. He's saying, I mean, if you believe his stories, he's been making the effort with Victoria and David. He's been making the effort, but they are poisonous. They're toxic. And Victoria might like Brooklyn Beckham a bit too much. I found the topic that when he brought it up of Victoria Beckham dancing with him inappropriately, I cannot, during his first dance, you sneezed. You're so disgusted. Well done. When he spoke about Victoria Beckham dancing on him inappropriately during his first dance, every fibre of my being felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The imagining that scene.
But also, like, why would he bring it up? I'm such a gaslighter.
Yeah, you really feel like your team
I'm
Beckham
very,
old
keep
time
it in
Beckham.
the family. You know?
Don't put it on
Why
the
are
stories.
you airing our dirty laundry publicly? That's how I feel.
You should be the Beckham's PR person. Yeah.
I just think okay.
You used to work in financial PR. But the Beckhams need you.
It's gross that his mom did that. But it's also so cringe to be like, my mom did this to me. You know what I mean? I don't know what side to take. How do you feel?
I honestly, my main takeaway, I've not taken a side because deep down, if I really, really think about it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I'm very thrilled to be able to talk about a good news story, a harmless news story. The whole news cycle is dominated by the world ending. This is like a good old-fashioned Sun Page 6 tabloid news story where the only sort of victims are insanely rich and powerful people. And I love that about it.
It's so true. Also, I love that we get to hear it from the source.
Exactly. This is what social media is for. We go direct to the source.
More celebrities need to do stuff like this.
Yeah, they need to fall out more. But this is what's so refreshing about Brooklyn Beckham. I guess he's an open book, it seems. He's an open Insta story.
Do you think he's responding to people? You think people are like, oh my God, and he's like, yeah. And
giving them more goss.
Yeah,
and actually, while I'm talking to you, this other thing happened as well. I don't think he's doing that.
What does he think? I don't know. Oh my God, he's just causing so much drama.
He is causing so much drama. And I do love to see it.
I'm all about silencing.
Yes, you keep it in the family.
His parents must be fuming.
I know. Imagine what they must be getting like
also
top
his
crisis
siblings
people.
Blocked him.
Yeah.
What?
Also, think of those LA fire dogs.
Oh my God, that was
dogs.
so funny. That was a low blow.
Yeah, and the Grands. There are a lot of main characters in this story. There are a lot of, I can imagine in like the Netflix dramatization in like 4 years' time. There are a lot of good characters. Nanny Sandra. She'd be played by like Julie Walters, and then Nicholas Naoni.
Was it David Beckham? He was doing an ad for something recently that I was like, oh no, cost of living crisis is hitting. It was something
really?
like bread or something like that.
Yeah, does it Warburton's maybe?
Or beer.
Oh, beer. He does Stella.
Stella with Matt.
Oh, I don't
Is
know,
his name
but
Matt Damon.
Is it with Matt Damon?
Yeah, it was something like that really hurt my soul when I saw it because I was like, everyone's suffering.
That is, yeah, spare a thought for Matt Damon and David Beckham. And it's getting worse with David Beckham. He thought Stella Artois was his lowest moment. And Brooklyn's posting on his stories. Appalling week for the Beckhams. Well, Samira, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Your headlines were absolutely fantastic. I feel certainly more well-informed. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to The Truth in My Opinion. This week's guest was Samira Banks, and I've been Cody Dana. See you next week.